Good day, everybody. I'm going to talk today about decision making. In fact, I'm going to talk about indecisiveness. A lot has been written and spoken about decision making. There are various frameworks which are available, easy to understand. They aren't very difficult. I'm not going to talk about them. Also, there is a lot written about why leaders at times are indecisive. Not all leaders, I'm not painting everybody with the same brush. But there are plenty of leaders who are indecisive. It could be due to fear of failure. It could be just simply procrastination. It could also be that one is not comfortable taking decisions and wants somebody in the hierarchy to take decisions. They are more comfortable criticizing it if it doesn't work well and keeping quiet when things are going well. In fact, when one is indecisive, in a way, you are letting go your important leadership requirement. Amongst many things, decision making is a very important leadership requirement. The whole team looks up to leaders at times to help them with decision. What one has to do to take decisions, and that is what I'm going to focus on. Before that, let me narrate a story. This is a story about a kingdom which was very unique in way the choice of king was being done. Typically, in a kingdom, uh, kings come by succession, and a king uh, continues to be king as long as they want, or as long as they nominate their successors. Typically, it is when they become very old, they are most likely the health is not permitting, or they are, in fact, very close to their death. But this kingdom was very unique. They used to choose their kings, and they had a fixed tenure of 5 years. The other unique rule in this kingdom was that after 5 years, the king had to go or was sent away to a jungle, which was dreaded, as all jungles are, for having wild animals who will eventually kill and eat any human who goes there. And you can well imagine what happens to the king. So, what used to typically happen? A king, when they become king in the first probably 2 3 years out of their 5 year tenure, they'll do everything which uh, they think is right, which they think will improve the kingdom, would improve the livelihood of people, and they work like any other king. However, what was noticed that towards the fag end of their tenure, let's say the last 2 years, they only used to worry and get sad that their tenure is coming to an end. And they were uh, kind of not taking decisions, kind of just mourning the fact that now they'll have to go to the jungle and that's the end of their life. A time came when a young and energetic uh, king was chosen in the kingdom. What he did, like his predecessors, of course, worked very much day and night and brought change, like huge change and improvements, and public was really liking him. However, one very different thing they noticed, that this king was not sad towards the end of his tenure. He was still working with the same speed. He was happy, he was joyous. And even on his last day, he was very happy. What he had done in the background, he had also improved that jungle. He had also made a place where the king can go, retire and go and stay and not worry about being killed by the wildlife. And therefore, he was happy. And in a way, he worked around this rule to make it even better. Because then that king was available for counsel if the existing king needed at any stage. Without the gone king, impacting in any way the decisions. And that was at the root of eliminating kings in that kingdom. So he worked and thought about how to leave the place better than what he had inherited. Now I'll come to a couple of things which leaders should do to orient their mind, to overcome the indecisiveness and become more decisive. First and foremost thing is active listening. Active listening to whom? To the team members. Active listening to what? Their needs. And being frontline focused. The whole role of a leader is how to enable teams with the right decisions. Hearing the front line. The day the leaders don't hear to the front line and don't actively listen to the needs of the front line, in a way, they've already slowed down the organization in a big way. The second thing is having actively listened, how empathetic they are to the need, how they are alive to the needs of the front line. And then they move fast, they take decisions which enables improvement on ground. They take decisions which improve things on ground. And it helps building a team which feels fully in the decisions of the leaders, backs them, goes full out to implement things, and there is only success and upward spiral that takes place. The third and most important thing, which I'm picking up from the story that I narrated, the very thought, if a leader has that they are there to leave the place in a better shape, in a better condition than what they inherited or what they got in the in hands. They are not worried. They are not thinking about decisions which were taken in past, and they don't leave a bunch of it to be taken by the next leaders, but they take ownership of leaving place in a better shape than what it was. I believe these three things work the magic. They are much more than understanding why one is indecisive and all that. I mean, you can understand a lot is written, a lot is talked about on those. But I believe these are the three things which are less spoken but most important for a leader, well and truly to be frontline focused, actively listen to them, be empathetic, enable through decision making, and eventually have a drive to leave the place much better than what they inherited. I hope you find the content useful to move forward from indecisive to being more and more decisive and enable teams to reach greater heights. Thank you very much.